Hey, Artie peeps.
Hello.
Hey, so today we're going to do a quick video because a lot of people asked me if I would, a lot of you probably already know, so this video will probably be irrelevant to a lot of people. But since I got that Addie knitting machine, I don't know if you guys seen that video or not, you should check it out. It's super cool. We're busting out hats for Hat Not Hate.
Left and right, all day long.
Anyways, some people had asked me if I would show them, just demonstrate, because they bought an Addie machine too, because they want to help out with Hat Not Hate. Now, I don't mean to get off track, but if you're not familiar with Hat Not Hate, it's an anti-bullying campaign that Lion Brand puts on, and us crocheter, knitters, loomers, we make blue hats, and they distribute them to children in schools and stuff to show, bring awareness to anti-bullying. They do have to be at least 75% blue. They can be made out of any brand of yarn. It doesn't have to be Lion Brand yarn, and it can be made of any fiber. I've made some out of 100% wool, and you don't even have to mark it that it's wool or anything. But anyways, I'm going to leave the information to hatnothate.org, and if you go there, or I'll leave the link, if you click on that link, it'll take you to the Hat Not Hate page, and it'll tell you all about their mission, who started it, what they do, how they do it, where you send your hats, and all kinds of stuff like that. So check out that link in the top comment. I'll pin it at the top of the comment section. But you don't have to use this for just hats. You can, this Addie machine makes, Mr. Bod, why are you hiding your face?
Oh, no, I'm just standing here listening to you.
It makes like panels and stuff. Now I will do tutorial. People have asked me to do tutorials for that. I will eventually when I figure it out myself. Right now I'm just focusing on trying to make hats for Hat Not Hate, because I don't like bullying. No, I don't think anybody does. We are against bullying. We spread kindness, not hatred. So we are going to show you now. Like I said, many of you already know, or you have your own way of doing it. That's fine. And like I said, we're pretty new, but I did figure out how to make a double layer. Grab one off the top of my Eric.
Hold on 1 second.
He left me. Anyways, so the yarn you can use any for the loom that I'm showing you. I found it works best with 3 weights, 4 weights, and light bulkies. That's what I found. Grab that top blue hat out of the box there. Now I'm gonna show you how to make a double layer. Here's one I just made.
Ooh, it's very nice.
With some Universal Frenzy yarn.
Does that look professional? Looks like something you'd buy at the store.
Thank you, babe.
You're welcome.
That's super kind. But yeah, this one's double layered, so it has a brim you can roll up, and you don't have to put palms on them if you don't want to. I just have an excessive amount of palms, so I put palms on some, and some I don't. My kids really enjoy making them, so.
Yes, they do.
All
Everyone
right.
likes it.
So this time we're going to show you how to make the double layer beanie, and I'm going to be using this Red Heart Colorscape. I got it on clearance at Hobby Lobby last year when they had their clearance sale, and you can see it's blue, all blue, but it's just multicolored. It can be multicolored blue, solid color blue. It just needs to be at least 75% blue. You can mix your colors up, stripe it, whatever you want to do. All right.
As long as it's blue.
As long as it's 75% blue. All right, I'm going to take the camera. Mr. Bod's going to load it. Let me move this. Okay, now Mr. Bod's going to show you how to load it. So it has a counter on it. And we started at 1. If you look closely, you can see they're numbered. Now it does have a counter here. I generally don't use that, but you can set it to whatever number you want it to.
Until it's long enough.
I usually measure mine. Like if I'm doing a single layer, I'll do like 9 inches or so. Double layer, I'll do double that, or I'll just use this whole skein of yarn and make a double layer beanie. I don't know, I just kind of guess, but okay. I think you can look on other YouTube videos and see how many rows other people do for double layers. You know us, so we wing it. All right, Mr. Bod, show them how to do it.
Boom, throw that in there, your tail.
Yep, we'll leave a tail.
And then you started out going this way. And then crank it.
Go behind.
Oh, shut that thing because it clicks on that every time.
In front.
Oh. My bad, I'm usually pretty good at this.
Behind, in front, behind. Slow down, tutorial.
It's a tutorial?
Yeah. We're showing them how to make a double
I
layer.
thought it was just a demonstration.
We did a demo last time. Slow, Mr. Bot, slow it down. So basically you just go behind, back and forth, behind, then under the loop of the next, behind, under the loop of the next, until you make it around to your starting point, and then we'll show you what we do. We use a drill with an attachment. Okay, so you're at your last one. Your last one will always be behind, and then you feed it through this feeder here, and you can see that little tensioner right there.
It doesn't really put a lot of tension on it, but
close it, and then start winding. Now if you don't have a drill hook up, you have to you just wind until you get your hat as big as you want to. I highly encourage you.
The first couple rows, make sure that you don't miss any stitches, because it will be your demise.
Now if you do, you can buy a drill attachment on Etsy. There are people that sell them. It just hooks up to your handle, and you can use like a screwdriver or a drill. Just if you drill, do it kind of slower.
I just made this one out of
scrap
stuff that we had here.
So yeah.
Okay,
anyways.
But it works though.
Okay, so even if you do, wait a minute, you do use the drill, do the couple rows by hand first. So there it goes. I'm going to fast forward this part. All right, we're calling it quits. It didn't take the whole ball. We did 126 rows. Like I said, I don't usually go by the rows. We usually go kind of by measurements. Take a quick measure of that, Mr. Bod.
Where is your tape measure?
Right over there. This should make a double layer beanie. Measure from
right here,
the edge there all the way up to your tip.
Sounds like 23.
That's
about 2 feet. Almost.
That's plenty. All right. You want to clip about
pretty long strand, because it has to go all the way around.
Yeah,
I mean, it doesn't have to, but it's easier.
Set that in the middle. Cut about a 2 feet strand from your yarn here. Where's the scissors? Oh. And then load it up on your yarn needle, and now we're going to take it off the loom.
1 second.
You got it?
Getting there. This
You're
is
getting
pretty
it?
Small.
Yeah, otherwise it doesn't go through the...
It doesn't go through very good when it's that small. It's not working. Yuck.
Yuck what? You got to do it.
I don't want to. It's like licking an envelope. I won't do it.
You got to. It threads the hook. I know it's gross, but we clip it off. We clip it off.
I leave it on.
Nasty. You leave on your licked yarn.
The lick-in?
He does not. He's
the
like...
lickins.
Ew. Disgusting. Okay, wait. And then you open it up and you pull it out.
And you take it out like that.
And you see the one that it's left on? That's where you start.
Yeah.
Go underneath it here.
Oh,
there you go.
And then you go. Oh, make sure you close that.
Yeah, close that and wind it a couple times. And then you start right here, the one that is you left off at. Show them here.
This one right here. That one's tied still, so we start right here.
And you go in between those red loops, and you grab that loop and pull it off.
Oh, don't tangle it up.
Try not to tangle your yarn.
I like to get a few of them. It doesn't.
Yeah, he likes to show off. I made a mistake one time. I got like too many on my hook and my hat fell apart. So I do one at a time. Yeah. But as you can see, he's just going through those 2 red pegs.
It's just pulling it off the 2 little pegs and then
grabbing it through, and then it's
going to make it like a drawstring.
It pulls it off the peg, right?
Yeah.
But see,
that's fine. That's fine. I don't have to pull it off right now.
Oh, you didn't pull it off?
That's fine. It'll come off.
Oh, okay.
They'll
I
start
see.
coming off once I get some.
Oh, so you know more than me, Mr.
I
Bob?
don't know if I know more than you. I just.
And then once you get to where you just wind it
You watch it, I'll bite you.
and then
See
do
how
some
almost
more.
Got your finger?
Yeah,
I was planning that.
you did it on purpose.
I did.
So he's going to go ahead and do this all the way around and take it off the loom, and then I'll show you how to sew it up to make it a duck.
Mabel, I didn't even know she was in here.
Mabel's in here?
Yep.
She hates me. That's my cat, Mabel.
She hates me.
She does.
That's Al's cat, Mabel.
She only likes my middle son, Alex. She hates everyone else.
She's the bush cat.
Yeah.
We found her in the bush crying.
When she was 4 weeks old, she ran to me crying. But now she bites me, scratches me, and runs
She's
to
been
Alex.
biting and scratching me ever since I found her.
Oh, but we still love her.
I've got video proof of it.
Mabel, why are you giving me the death stare over there? She wants to go in there and lay with Alex. Go to bed. All right. Mr. Bod's going to finish up, and I'll turn the camera back on whenever he's about got it off the loom, and I'll show you how we sew it up. Okay, he's come to the last one, and now it is off the loom. Now I'm going to take it over here and show you how to sew it up. Okay, so we got it off the loom, and this is the right side right here, and this looks like the inside. Remember, I know many of you know how to do this, and I may not be doing it correctly, but it's kind of been working out okay for me, so I just been doing it. So I give it a good stretch, and I stretch it this way too. Everybody told me that the stretch is important. Okay, so I still have this is my end here that Eric or Mr. Bod took off. So what I'm going to do is kind of just pull it like you do when you do a top or a bottom. You work a beanie from the bottom up, and then you're at the top. You kind of just pull it closed like this with your tail. You want to do it as nice and neat as possible. Try not to let it roll up on you. And then we sew that shut, that little hole there, you know, how we do it with crochet hats. And I don't know how to knit a hat, but I would assume that you just sew it up at the top the same, I guess. I don't know. I don't know anything about knitting. I don't know how to knit at all. So, but when I crochet hats, this is how we just sew the top up like this. And as you're sewing, you're actually hiding your tail too, so. Back and forth, closing up that hole at the top. And then you can clip that off. And then you want to come down to the other side. Now this is where we left that tail in the beginning. So go ahead and put your yarn needle on that tail, and we do the same thing. Only now you don't have to do anything. It'll just close up if you pull on it. So I mean, all you got to do is just gently pull it. Don't let it roll up on you. Remember, I'm no knit machine master. The only thing I know how to do is barely make these hats. But eventually I will learn how to use it better. And you can, I'll make panels, and I don't know. Maybe one day I'll make other things. But we're doing the same thing down here. Just as we did at the top. Just pulling the yarn. Closing it up here. And then we'll sew it just like we did. Just like you sew the top of a hat shut. Sewing it at the same time as hiding your tail. That's what I always say. That's a long tail. Guess I could have cut some of that off, but oh well. So once we get this sewed up, show you what we'll do next for the double layer. That's what I've been using for hat not hate. Most of them are double layered, some of them are single layered, But either one will work just fine. This also works, you know, not only for Hat Not Hate. If you do a lot of charity crochet, I mean, it whips out hats in no time. So, I mean, no time at all. Scarves. Whip them up. I think that's probably good now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that tail on here. I'm going to cut it up just a little bit shorter because for some reason it's like 6 foot long. Okay, so what we do is stretch it out a bit. Now what we're going to do is take one end, doesn't matter which end, really, and we just tuck it up under like this. I'm going to leave the end that has the tail on it at the top. So we kind of tuck it in like this until it gets to the top. Now stretch it out, make sure it's all even and at the top. Now I sew it at the top. Some people do not. They make reversible hats and stuff. Some people leave it unsewn. Now I sew it so it doesn't come undone. So I'll take, again, it's still like 4 foot long tail. What is going on here? I don't need that much. So I take the leftover there and I just kind of load up my yarn needle again. And since I make sure it's nice and even on the inside and it looks good, mine looks okay, I am going to take my needle and shove it through both pieces like that. Dang it, my needle came off. This tutorial is kind of embarrassing. Trying to show you how you do it and I can't even load my needle. I apologize. This yarn's, it's the yarn. I'm blaming it all on the yarn. Come on now. Okay. And then you can kind of fold your hat up so you can see what you're doing. Go back through the top. So I went from the top and I'm back through. What I'm doing is sewing the two pieces together. So I'm going to come back out the top again and do that a couple times, a few times, you know. At the same time you're doing this, you're actually hiding your tail also. So, and this is sewing the hat, so it's a permanent double layer hat. Like I said, you don't have to do that. I just do it so, you know, it doesn't come undone. Okay, I did that a few times. Now I'm going to kind of just weave my tail in on the inside a couple times. Back and forth. Alright, that's pretty good. Clip that off with my rusty scissors. And then go back out here. And now take your hat and give it a good, it's permanently sewn there at the top. You have a nice bottom seam, so you can use it like this. So right now I'll give you a measurement of what, actually the measurement is, it's going to be different depending on what yarn you use, you know, how many rows that you use. I don't even know where the tape measure went. So mine measures about, it's double layered, and it measures about 11.5 inches. You can fold the brim up, which I think looks really cute. I like to put it on, try it on, give it, yeah, that's nice. I like that. It fits nice, snug. Now one last thing I like to do. You don't have to have the brim folded, or you can fold it. I don't sew the brim permanently folded. Some people do. I don't. I leave it so whoever the recipient is can do what they want. I'm going to put a palm on top of mine. Now, palms are not necessary for Hat Not Hate, but I have like so many palms. This is like a box full. So I've been putting them on these Hat Not Hate hats. So I'm going to go ahead and put a palm on it real quick. Alright, finished. There it is. I put my palm on. That's cute. I like it. That yarn turned out nice. Alright guys, so I guys hope you like my tutorial of my double knit hat. Remember, you don't have to, you can leave it like that or fold it up. I like the folded. It's so cute. I like it a lot. Maybe I'll keep it for myself. You know what? I think I'm going to make myself one on the knitting machine. But that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. Remember, if you do it different, that's fine. Everybody has their own way of doing it. That's just how I've been making mine, and they seem to be turning out pretty good. So thanks everybody for watching. Have a good night. Stay safe.